Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's HaGotYou here, back with another one. So in this video, I'm gonna go over some things I saw from Bungie.net's news section. In this one, it's about their guns. So with this, I'm gonna make it more like a brief version, I guess. I'm not gonna say everything that they listed, but I'm gonna give out, the main things that we as a community need to know, I guess. So the first thing they mentioned are the auto rifles and how they are the weapon of choice. Even given some charts, definitely showing their results, which is always a good thing to see them. I don't want to have them just say it like, well, how did you get that? But they did show how much more they are used, especially in PvP. And during the Iron Banner event, it was like the used gun. The other ones were just like nothing, hardly any percentage for them. They did say that it might have changed because they had, I guess, an auto rifle bounty. But for me, I'm not much of an Iron Banner player because I don't know. Just the tactics of how people play are always different. So I just like sticking to my regular Crucible. But getting back into the auto rifles, they talked about how they're going to how they're going to lower the damage by 2.5%, which really isn't much. I can actually agree with it. I guess it helps balance it out some. So at least for PvP purposes. And it also talked about reducing their range. That way it's not like always the used gun, which I'd be happy about. Be able to see other guns used, like as you see me here. I'm using the Bad Juju, that pulse rifle, which is like one of my favorite guns for Crucible. So next they actually go into pulse rifles and how they are the least used out of any of the weapons, making sure to show the weapon, graphs again, so that way in case you forgot from earlier, you can look again and see like how low the pulse rifles actually are used. But it does show that they're only used by 2% of those who play PvP. So that means I'm part of that 2%. What up? I'm cool with that. But only due to the Bad Juju. Because, to me, it's like the best for PvP. And I would have to say it's because of the string of curses upgrade that comes with it that just makes the Bad Juju the shit. And for those who don't know what the string of curses is, it has the instant reload after a kill, and that doesn't come from your reserves. It just gives you this full magazine again from nowhere, which is awesome. And then it also has an increase in damage for a period of time, and it decreases your cooldown for your super. So I mean, who can really argue with that? I mean, so that's why I say it's best for PvP. But of course, to each their own. That's just my opinion. So of course other people's gonna have their, weapon of choice and why. That's just me, and that's just as of late. I still switch it up too, because there's gonna be times where I can still get messed up and it just annoys me, and I'll probably end up switching. But alright, let's keep going forward. So then they go ahead, they discuss hand cannons and how they are too good at a distance. So they plan on reducing its range and its accuracy. And that's pretty much all they really talk about, hand cannons. So then I'm going to go ahead and let's go on to the fusion rifles. They talk about changing the blast pattern, which means, less one-shot kills at a distance. So I'm happy about that. I mean, especially for PvP, because, you get in some of them lobbies, and they're just them people that use nothing but the fusion rifles. You know how it is, like the Murmur, the Plan C, or what was it? I don't know. That's all they use. You just see them constantly just run around, fusion rifle, fusion rifle, fusion rifle. And it's just annoying.
Good work.
So I'll be happy with no more one-shot kills, from across the map. They also mentioned giving you less ammo when you start a match. Makes sense, right? A sniper only starts with like 6 or so, bullets. So why does a fusion rifle get 15? Kind of unfair since they are both special weapons. Next is shotguns. They say how almost no one uses them in story mode, and they even include a graph. And that graph shows it's really, really low. I know I don't. I don't ever see any of the people I ever play with use it in story mode. I mean, why? They are terrible for story mode. You have to almost be too close to kill enemies. But for PvP, we all know that's a different story. Because with that, there's always those running around with a shotty Especially a big thing is shoddy melee. Oh, I hate that. I was never really big in Halo, but I've been told that was like a tactic in Halo 2. And man, does that suck. I mean, I guess it's just a way to play it. Kind of like the Commando knife way back in NW2 days. So they also mentioned lowering the ammo from the start, just like the fusion rifles. I agree with that. There's no reason to have, you know, that much ammo starting out with, because it encourages people in a sense to just run around with a shotgun. At least for PvP. And then for the story mode, they plan on buffing the damage 100%, so it's going to be twice as strong. So I mean, I guess that's good. It might help influence people to try to use shotguns more often. I might give them a chance, but the range still sucks to me, and you have to be like right on top of someone to kill them, and you know, some of them situations aren't that good. But you know, there's still going to be those that hear, oh hey, damage was buffed, you know, 100%, let's go ahead and go on the Crucible, I'm going to go wreck face. Yeah, it's not going to work like that. Remember, it's just against non-Guardians. Alright, so they also talking about having the damage fall off sooner. So that means they will have less range than they already used to. So be careful playing, because you know how some people like to just crouch in them corners in them rooms, right? And they just sit there and wait for you. And like, look at this guy right there doing that. Like, I didn't even know that was a spot. Who sits there? I mean, it doesn't say for sure he had a shotgun, but you know how they love to just sit there and wait for you. And you know, you're sitting there, you might look at your health a bit, you see red, so you're like, hey, let me go this way. And you walk in and pow! Dead. So still be careful, because you know that range is going to go down. So I mean, there goes that whole thing again within the story mode. I don't know if I'm really going to use it much, but who knows? I might, you know, I'm still going to try, because I got to at least see how it is. I can't just completely just say, nah. Alright, then they go ahead and they conclude mentioning how all the other weapons are untouched, but could play differently now since the changes to the other weapons. So that's pretty much all that was in that, which is pretty cool with me. You know, I mean, the other weapons, there really wasn't much anything wrong with them. There's still that heavy ammo problem, which they keep mentioning and talking about, you know, trying to come up with some kind of fix, but still, you know, there hasn't been any yet. But it's cool. I mean, I don't want the game to break with them trying to fix the whole heavy ammo thing. So I guess just wait and see, right? I mean, I just try to be positive about it. I hope they do fix it. Well, that's it. You know, there's nothing else to cover. The video's coming to an end. This is getting a little bit easier. I'm trying to improve on my commentary some. It's still difficult. So, a little tip here. Whenever you are done with the game, don't stop playing. Like, look at that. Easy kill right there. I always keep going until I can't move anymore. So if you like this, you know, if you have any tips or pointers, again, I'm definitely one for trying to get feedback. So leave a comment, and I will see you guys on the next one. I got you. Signing out.